Hi guys, my name is Unique. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, then you should know that the content covered on this channel is financial literacy and Canadian immigration. If you feel as though this content may be for you, then please remember to comment, like, share, most importantly subscribe, and do not forget to hit that notification bell so you will be the first to know whenever there is a new video uploaded. If you are already an existing subscriber, welcome back guys. So today's video, we are finally going to be discussing the third pillar of Canada's immigration. That third pillar is economic class. So when we talk about the economic class, there are multiple subclasses. So over the next few months, I will be covering all those sections. So if you know someone that is interested in coming to Canada through the economic class, then please share this video with them. So go tell your mother, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your niece, your nephew, your uncle, whoever you need to go tell, your friend, your next door neighbor. If they are trying to come to Canada, they're not sure how to come to Canada, then these videos are the videos that they're going to want to pay special attention to. So today we are going to be talking about the express entry and how it works. So stay tuned and I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. As I stated earlier, today we are going to be talking about the express entry and how it works. So when we speak about express entry, you should know that there are three programs that are a part of the express entry. Those three programs are the Federal Skilled Workers Program, the Federal Skilled Trades Program, and the Canadian Experience Class. Okay, so when it comes to an express entry profile, you should know that there are 4 steps that you will need to know about. I will go through what those 4 steps are and the information that you need to know for each step. Step 1 is finding out whether or not you're eligible for, the express entry. So in order to find out whether or not you're eligible for the express entry, you will have to answer a series of questions. Some of those questions may be whether or not you have a provincial nomination invitation, whether or not you have a Canadian job offer, your language, whether you speak multiple language. Even if you just speak one language and that language is English, you will have to do a language assessment. You will also have to do provide information about your education, stuff like that. Okay, so based on the answers that you give to these questions will determine whether or not you're eligible, and if you're eligible, it will determine what program under the express entry that you will be eligible for. So it's very important that the information that you provide is as accurate as possible. Okay, the second step of the express entry is getting your documents together. So when we talk about getting your documents together, this is a 2-part scenario. So the first part of the scenario is you're going to need documentation such as your passport, your language assessment results, a job offer letter from a Canadian employer if you have one, a provincial nomination from a province in Canada if you have one. You will need the information from those documents in order to complete your express entry profile. There's nothing that you need to submit. You don't actually at this stage you don't need to physically submit any documents. You will just need the information from those documents, but you will need to ensure that you keep these documents close, as you will need them for the 4th step. Okay, so the second part to getting your documents ready is the second set of documents that you will need, such as birth certificate, police background check, medical check, and you will need this information on the 4th step when and if you receive an invitation to apply. Okay, so the 3rd step of the express entry is submitting your profile. So when it comes to submitting your profile, this is where you are going to put in all the information about yourself and submit your profile. You should also know though that the information that you put in your profile, you will be getting points based on that information. For example, such as your education, whether or not you have family in Canada, whether or not you have a job offer letter from a Canadian employer or a provincial nomination invitation. Those things will help boost your score. Okay, so once you submit your profile, you will then, if eligible, be accepted into the pool. Okay, so once you get into the pool, you will be in that pool with other candidates who are also eligible. You should also know that being accepted into the pool does not mean that you will receive an invitation to apply. Okay, you should know that the express entry is based on a points system. So for example, if they pull a score of 420, it would mean that anyone with a score of 420 and higher would receive an invitation to apply. Anyone that has a score under 420 would not receive an invitation. So this is what I mean when I say that even if you complete your express entry profile and you submit it and you're accepted into the pool, being accepted into the pool does not guarantee you an invitation to apply for permanent residence. Okay, you should also know that when it comes to the express entry, they normally do, I'd say approximately every 2 weeks, they would do invitations to those candidates who qualify, and they would normally receive invitation to apply for permanent residence. Okay, all right, so the fourth step of the express entry is receiving an invitation to apply. This is like the most important stage and the most exciting stage as well. So once you receive an invitation to apply, you will normally receive some form of notification within your express entry account. They will also, give or provide instructions of what the next steps are to follow. You should know, very important information, you should know that you have 90 days from the day the invitation to apply for permanent residence was received to either submit your application for permanent residence or whatever it is that you want to do. But you will have 90 days to respond. If you do not respond within that 90 days, your invitation to apply will expire and your profile or your express entry profile will be removed from the pool. So this is the stage where you will need to then submit the documents that you needed in step 2. What is going to happen when you submit those documents? They're going to assess those documents and compare it to the information that you input within your express entry profile. If for whatever reason Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada realize that you have lied on your documents, they will do one of 3 things. Your application will either be refused, you will either be considered inadmissible, or you will be barred from Canada for 5 years. What this means is you will not be able to enter Canada for any reason within that 5-year period of time in which you are barred from entering the country. Okay, so you want to make sure the information you input when you're completing your express entry profile is as accurate as possible. You should also know that if you are a person that receives an invitation to apply and there has been some change in your personal situation, for example, at the time you had completed your express entry profile, you had a job offer from a Canadian employer, or you had a provincial nomination invitation, and if that fell through, you will need to update the information in your profile accordingly. And if that causes your score to decline below the score that was put out at the time that you received your invitation, you will need to decline that invitation. Okay, once you decline your invitation, it does not mean that you will never be eligible again, or receive an invitation to apply. It just simply means that you are refusing the invitation to apply, and all this means is that you'll be put back into the express entry pool. However, if you return into the express entry pool, you will want to try to do whatever is needed in order to boost your score so that you can possibly receive another invitation to apply. Okay, so I am going to be doing a screen share to show you where you guys can find all of this information and just some more in-depth information as well. So stay tuned, guys. Hey guys, so if you've been watching the videos, then you should know how we got here by now. If not, just plug in Immigration and Citizenship Canada inside of Google and it will pop up. Once you get to the home page, you will scroll down. We're going to select Immigrate. We're going to scroll down again. And we're going to select Express Entry. We're going to scroll down and we are going to select how Express Entry works. Okay, so in my video, I had stated that there's 4 steps to the Express Entry, as you can see here, and I'll go through each step. So step 1 is finding out whether or not you're eligible. So I'm going to go into the top selection here. I will not be doing the bottom one, as all this will show is the 3 programs that are part of the Express Entry. Those 3 programs are the Federal Skilled Trades Program, the Federal Skilled Workers Program, and the Canadian Experience class. I will be doing videos about each of those class on their own. That's why I will not be going into this, else it defeats the purpose of me even doing those videos. So we're just going to be doing the top section for now. Okay. So we're going to scroll down, and as I stated in the video, some of the questions that you'll need to answer to find out whether or not you're eligible is, you know, your age, your language ability, family members, education, work experience. You can see all of the things outlined here. I also stated that based on the answers that you give to some of these questions, it will determine what program you are eligible for in the Express Entry. So, you know, this is why it's very important to make sure that all the information that you're inputting within your Express Entry profile is as accurate as possible. Okay. So we are going to check your eligibility, and I'm going to pretend as if I am the applicant who's in Jamaica, but I'm going to select, you know, the province that I currently reside in, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Okay, so it says, please make a selection. As I said, Alberta is where I currently live, so I'm just going to select Alberta for the purpose of this video as an applicant that's living in Jamaica. So Alberta is where I'm interested in residing if and when, you know, I would get an invitation to apply under the Express Entry. Okay, so Alberta, and then we're going to select next. I'm going to scroll down. Please make a selection. So this says you need to submit language test results for all programs under Express Entry. I'm going to select IELTS because I'm very familiar with the IELTS testing. And then we're going to hit next. What date did you take this test? Like I said, for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to select a random year. I know the IELTS results, though, it's only applicable for 2 years. After that, you'll need to get a new one. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to select 2020. Select month. Let's just hit there. Select day. Let's pick a random day. Next. Okay. So for the IELTS, so they test on 4 different things: speaking, listening, reading, writing. And the higher your score is, the more points you will get. So I'm just going to choose all high scores. But if you look, you can see the scores range from 3 to 9 or less than 3 to 9. Clearly, you don't want anything less than 3. As I stated before, the higher your points, the more points you also get issued for your Express Entry profile. Okay, so I'm just going to select 9, enter the test score for this listening. 9. 9. Next. Scroll down. Do you have other language results? So if you speak a second language, this is where you put that information. I'm just going to select none. Next. In the last 3 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have in Canada? Okay, so let's say, you know what, for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to put none. Especially if I'm going to be someone that's outside of Canada with no Canadian experience whatsoever. So I'm just going to select none. If you do not have any Canadian work experience during this period, please choose none of the above. Okay, none of the above. Next. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have? It must have been continuous, paid, full-time, or an equal amount in part-time, and in only one occupation. Okay, so I'm going to put 4 to 5. And as you see there, yep, it does show you the less than 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Perfect. So 4 to 5. I'm going to select. If you're not sure of the NOC for your job, you can find it. Okay, perfect. So you are going to select, let's say, 2 or more years. And then we're going to select next. I'm going to select no, pretending as if I have no Canadian experience whatsoever. Next. And guys, as I stated before, in pretty much most of my videos regarding immigration, it is very important that you read this information as it is for your benefit, and reading just creates room for less errors as well. How much money in Canadian dollars will you bring to Canada? Let's select okay, how many family members do you have? Let's say 3. Yep. We're selecting next. Do you have a valid job offer in Canada? Let's say yes to this question. And next. Okay. So it says to apply online, you will need this personal reference code. See that right there? This is a personal reference code. Based on your answers, you appear to be eligible for express entry. Okay. So you guys are able to, or were able to see how I was able to complete that quick questionnaire there. And you know what the results were, pretty much saying that I was eligible to apply. Okay, or eligible for express entry. So I'm going to exit the questionnaire. Continue. And now we are on to step 2 of the express entry, and that is getting your documents ready. Okay, so we're going to select here, get the documents you need. I'm going to scroll down. So documents for your profile. So this area, it pretty much just states all the documents that you will need in order to complete the express entry profile. It will also state that the documents, you don't need to literally submit anything at this stage. However, you will need to keep them close, as you will need to submit them at the 4th stage. But you will need the information on these documents, however, to complete your express entry profile. The second set of documents you will need is if you get an invitation to apply for permanent residence, then you will need to include all of these documents within your application. As you can see here, police certificate, medical exam, proof of funds, birth certificate, and so on. Okay, so we are going to get out of here. And we are going to go to the 3rd step, which is submitting your profile. So you can check your score. Let's see what that's about. Okay. So this here is pretty much going to ask me a series of questions, and based on the answers that I give, it will rate me based on the points-based system that IRCC uses for the express entry pool. Okay. Okay, so here we go. What is your marital status? Married. Is your spouse or common law partner citizen or permanent resident of Canada? Let's say no, because I'm pretending as if I am living outside of Canada with no Canadian work experience. So it will be like my very first time entering the country if I get an invitation to apply for permanent residence. Okay, so will your spouse or common law partner come with you to Canada? Let's say yes. Okay, how old are you? Let's say 29. What is your level of education? And like I said, guys, read all of this information. It's very important that you read this stuff. Okay. Let's see here. Level of education. Let's select a bachelor's degree. Have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate? Let's select no. And for the language test results, are your test results less than 2 years old? No. As I was saying earlier to you guys, the language test results or assessment that you guys have to do, it's only applicable for 2 years. After that, you will need to get a new one or get a new assessment done. So I had selected 2020, so we know that it's less than 2 years old, so we don't have to worry. Sorry, are your test results less than 2 years old? My apologies, guys. This is supposed to be yes. Are your test results less than 2 years old? Yes. Which language test did you take? And we selected IELTS, and I selected the top score in all categories. So we're just going to repeat that information here. Do you have other language results? No, I don't speak another language, so I'm just going to put no for that. Work experience. If you aren't sure of the NOC level for this job, and I believe I had put 2 to 3 years in the first questionnaire. In the last 10 years, how many total years of foreign skilled work experience do you have? Let's do 3 or more. Do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province, territory, or federal body? I'm going to select no, because we have no Canadian experience whatsoever. So additional points. Do you have a valid job offer? Yep, we had selected yes, that we did. So let's say, let's level A or B. Do you have a nomination certificate from a province or territory? No. And I am going to be doing a video for the provincial nomination program, and I will explain what that is and how it works. So, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to select no, we do not have a provincial nomination certificate. Do you or your spouse, common law partner, if they'll come with you to Canada, have at least one brother or sister living in Canada who's a citizen or permanent resident? Let's say yes for this one. Highest level of education for the spouse. Let's put the same. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience in Canada does your spouse or common law partner have? We're going to put none, or less than a year. Yep, so did your spouse or common law partner take a language test? And we're going to say yes, he took the same one that I did, and he got the top marks in all categories. Okay, and now we're going to calculate score. I'm going to scroll down.
So as you can see, as they explain here, it's broken down into 4 sections. As you can see here, for the first section, I got a score of 396 for myself. And let's see here, spouse factors. My spouse gained me 28 more points. Education, 50 points. Foreign work experience, 50 points. So I know we said we have no Canadian work experience, but the foreign work experience could be from another country. So even if you have work experience from another country that's not Canada, you can still put that in there and you'll gain the extra points. So foreign work experience, so I put that, gained 50 points for it. Additional points for the job offer, the Canadian job offer from an employer. And as you can see, additional points as well on the basis that my husband has a sibling living in Canada. Okay, so in total, my points, 589. Okay, so we are going to go back and get to the fourth and final stage, the most exciting stage. Okay, so apply for permanent residence. Okay. So before you apply for permanent residence, you guys will want to read through all of that information. If you look to the right, it'll show you what the fees are, including your dependents as well. And this here just pretty much explains to you what will happen once you receive an invitation to apply. As I've expressed in my video, it will be valid for 90 days. Let's scroll down here. They've provided information as well of, steps, how to fill out the forms that make up your application package, things that you need to know. I won't go in detail with this stuff here because I feel like this is more for anyone that's interested in doing this path and who may be doing it on their own, will need to go, through this information here, just because it will help, in ensuring that you have a successful application package. Okay. So scan and upload documents, pay your fees, submit your complete application. After you apply, check your application status. Okay, so it has all these different tabs that you can go through.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed the content. Please remember to comment, like, share, most importantly subscribe, and please remember to hit that notification bell so you will be the first to know whenever there's a new video uploaded. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.